before you judge the silence of the forest, know this: it sees everything. In a village forgotten by time, a girl's scream was almost lost until the wild rose to answer. This is the story of Emily Grace and the guardians that no one believed in. The wind whispered through the trees of Willowbrook, curling around the ancient branches like a forgotten secret. Emily Grace sat on the porch steps of her grandmother's cottage, tracing circles into the dust with her finger. The summer sun was dipping low behind the hills, casting long, golden shadows across the village. Somewhere behind the house, in the fringe of the dense forest, the cries of monkeys echoed, soft, distant, like lullabies from a hidden world. "They're back," Grandma Rose said gently, stepping out with 2 cups of chamomile tea. She settled beside Emily, her old hands trembling slightly as she handed over the cup. "They never really go far, do they?" Emily shook her head, silent. She didn't say much these days. Willowbrook was a village that seemed paused in time. The cobbled streets, the ivy-wrapped fences, the rusted gates, everything held memories. And at the very edge of it all stood the Hollow Manor, towering, decaying, untouched for decades. Children dared each other to run up to the door and knock. No one ever stayed long. When Mr. Dalton arrived that spring, he was a ripple in the still pond of village life. Tall, smooth-talking, with city shoes and a camera always slung over his shoulder, he claimed to be a writer, one who explored forgotten places and people. He was polite, even helpful, bought vegetables from the market with exact change, complimented gardens, shared stories of distant travels. To a girl like Emily, quiet, gentle, and invisible in her own skin, his attention felt like sunlight. He noticed things, said her name in full, called her special in a way that felt important. It began with simple walks. He'd ask if she could show him the forest trails, the mossy creek, the spot where the wildflowers bloomed thick. Grandma Rose was hesitant, but trusted Emily's instincts. "He seems nice," Emily had once said. Grandma Rose had looked at her for a long time, eyes sad. "So do snakes, darling." One afternoon, he asked her about the manor. "That old thing? Creepy, isn't it?" she said. "Beautiful," Mr. Dalton replied, eyes gleaming. "So much history. I bet no one's truly explored it in years. I could use a muse. Would you come with me? Just for a few photos." She hesitated. He smiled. "You trust me, don't you, Emily Grace?" The next day was overcast. A dull gray sky hung low over Willowbrook as Emily followed Mr. Dalton up the winding path toward the manor. The house loomed ahead, blackened windows like hollow eyes, ivy choking its stone walls, the front door sagging off its hinges. Emily's heart thudded a little faster. "Maybe we shouldn't." "Just a few shots," he said, already pushing the door open. "The light's perfect today." Inside, the manor was colder than it should have been. Dust hung thick in the air, wooden beams creaked above. Faded portraits stared from the walls, their eyes long since emptied of meaning. Emily stepped lightly, her sandals echoing faintly on the warped wooden floor. "Over there!" Mr. Dalton pointed, motioning toward an arched hallway. "That lighting, it frames you perfectly." She obeyed, standing awkwardly near a crumbling window, arms crossed. He took a few photos. Click, click. Then he lowered the camera. "You're beautiful, Emily," he said, stepping closer. "You know that?" She blinked, confused. "I thought we were just—" "You can trust me," he whispered. "I see you." And suddenly, he was too close. His hand brushed her arm. She stepped back. "Please don't." He smiled, but it was no longer kind. It was something else now, hungry, controlling. "Don't be scared," he said. "No one comes here. No one will hear." Emily's breath caught. Her instincts screamed. She turned to run. But he grabbed her wrist. "Stay," he hissed. And then, a sound. A screech. Sharp, piercing, wild. Glass shattered above them. A blur of brown and silver fur exploded through the window. Then another. Then another. A chorus of shrieking cries filled the manor. Monkeys. A whole troop. They came in like a storm, leaping from beams, swinging from curtains, hurling broken debris. Mr. Dalton staggered back, arms raised to shield his face. "What the hell?" Emily fell to her knees, eyes wide with shock as chaos erupted around her. One of the monkeys circled her protectively, baring its teeth at Dalton. Another leapt on his back, clawing and biting. He screamed, swatting wildly, stumbling toward the exit. More monkeys poured in, dozens now, driving him back, forcing him out the door. And then, silence. Emily stayed frozen, breath ragged, heart hammering. Slowly, she looked up. The monkeys were still there, not attacking now, just watching her. One of them, larger than the rest, stepped forward and touched her shoulder gently with its hand. A shiver ran through her, not of fear, but of something else. Recognition, protection. She whispered, "Thank you." The monkey blinked, then it turned and leapt into the shadows. Emily stood, her knees shook, but she walked out the door, the cool air of the woods kissing her face. Behind her, the manor remained still, empty again, but the forest around her had come alive, and it had chosen a side. Emily challenged. She burst through the front door of Grandma Rose's cottage, trembling, mud on her knees, leaves tangled in her hair. "Emily?" Grandma Rose dropped her knitting and rushed forward. "What happened to you? You're white as a ghost." Emily collapsed into her arms, breath hitching. For a long moment, she couldn't speak. Then, the words spilled out. The manor, Mr. Dalton, the monkeys. Grandma Rose listened, her face going pale, her arms tightening protectively around the girl. When Emily finished, she expected silence, disbelief. But Rose only whispered, "I knew he was wrong. I could see it in his eyes." By morning, word had spread. Some believed her immediately, others whispered. The village was small, but rumors moved fast. Emily's story, wild as it sounded, was told with trembling sincerity and bruises on her wrist. And then there was Mr. Dalton. He was found that afternoon at the edge of the forest, his clothes torn, face scratched and swollen. He offered no explanation, packed his bags, tried to leave, but Willowbrook was not so quiet anymore. The village council met. People stood with Emily, grandmothers, mothers, even the quiet men who rarely spoke. They had seen the monkeys too, lately more than ever, gathering near the homes, especially Emily's. Mr. Dalton was told to go, not just leave, vanish. His charm had broken. And the monkeys? They followed him to the edge of town, watching, guarding. They would appear, in the branches above her path, on the rooftop at night, outside the school gate. Silent, alert. The village came to understand. This was no coincidence. It was a pact, a bond, forged in terror, sealed in protection, and remembered in every whispering breeze that moved through the trees of Willowbrook. And high above, just out of view, soft eyes watched from the trees, silent, unseen, forever guarding. If this story touched your heart, let us know in the comments. Like the video if you believe in quiet protectors. Comment your favorite moment from Emily's journey. Subscribe to the Velvet Ink Stories, where every whisper has a voice and every silence hides a legend. Thank you for watching. Stay wild, stay kind.